The Texas sun beat down on the pristine lawns of the Willow Creek Estates in Plano, inside her new, sun-drenched living room, surrounded by half-unpacked boxes. Simone Rafferty felt a wave of pure contentment. This wasn't just a house. It was a fortress, a promise. After years of saving and sacrificing as a single mother, she had built this sanctuary for her and her 10-year-old daughter, Chloe. The move was their fresh start, a safe neighborhood, good schools, and a backyard where Chloe could finally have a dog. "Mom, can my room be blue and purple?" Chloe called from upstairs, her voice echoing in the empty space. "Anything you want, baby," Simone called back, smiling. She looked out the window at the quiet, manicured street. It was perfect, peaceful, everything she had worked for. That peace lasted precisely 3 days. It was Saturday morning. Simone, dressed in old sweatpants and a t-shirt, was wrestling a large potted plant onto her front porch when she heard a sharp voice. "Excuse me, you there? What do you think you're doing?" Simone turned to see a woman marching across her lawn as if she owned it. The woman was dressed in immaculate athleisure wear, her blonde hair in a severe ponytail, her expression a mask of indignation. Simone recognized her vaguely from the closing paperwork. "Brenda Schlitt, president of the Willow Creek HOA. Can I help you?" Simone asked, wiping her hands on her pants. Brenda stopped a few feet away, planting her hands on her hips. She didn't smile. "This property is under strict HOA guidelines. All exterior modifications, including landscaping, require pre-approval from the Architectural Committee, which, I might add, I chair." Simone forced a polite smile. "Oh, of course. I've read the covenants. This is just a portable plant. I'm not planting anything yet. I was just trying to brighten up the porch while we unpack." Brenda's eyes narrowed, scanning Simone up and down in a way that felt less about the plant and more about her asterisk. "We have standards here. This isn't that kind of neighborhood. Now, I need you to pack up your things and leave, immediately." Simone blinked, sure she had misheard. "I'm sorry. You heard me. This is a private community. We don't tolerate squatters or unauthorized persons loitering on properties. It brings down everyone's values." The air left Simone's lungs. The implication hung between them, heavy and ugly. She wasn't a homeowner to Brenda. She was a trespasser, a black woman who couldn't possibly own a home in this neighborhood. "Miss Schlitt," Simone said, her voice low and steady, though her heart was hammering against her ribs. "My name is Simone Rafferty. I closed on this house on Wednesday. I am the owner. You signed the welcome package yourself." A flicker of doubt crossed Brenda's face, but it was quickly replaced by stubborn arrogance. "I highly doubt that. The previous owners were different. Now, I won't ask again. Leave, or I will call the police for trespassing." Simone felt a hot surge of anger mixed with a cold dread. This was her home. "Call them," she said, her voice surprisingly firm. "Call the police. I'll wait right here." As Brenda pulled out her phone, her voice shrill as she reported a suspicious person refusing to leave a property. Neighbors began to emerge. Curtains twitched. A man across the street paused while mowing his lawn. A young couple walking their dog stopped to watch. The arrival of the 2 Plano police officers heightened the tension. Brenda immediately launched into her story, pointing at Simone. "Officer, this woman is refusing to identify herself and is trespassing on this property. I am the HOA president, and I demand you remove her." The lead officer, a calm-faced man, turned to Simone. "Ma'am, can we see some ID and proof of residence?" With trembling hands, Simone went inside and returned with her driver's license and the thick stack of closing documents, her name clearly listed as the beer on the first page. The officer scanned it, then looked at Brenda. "Ma'am, everything appears to be in order. Miss Rafferty is the legal owner of this property." Brenda's face flushed a deep red. "There must be some mistake. This is unprecedented," she sputtered, refusing to back down. "I need you to do a more thorough check." The officer's patience wore thin. "The matter is settled. She belongs here. You do not have the authority to demand anyone leave their own home." He turned to Simone. "I'm sorry for the trouble, ma'am." But as the police cars drove away, the real trouble was just beginning. The scene had been witnessed. Phones had recorded it. The unspoken rules of the neighborhood had been violently broken. Not by Simone, but by Brenda. The incident didn't fade away. It ignited. The neighbourhood splintered into two camps. Camp 1, Team Simone, led by the young couple, Mark and Sarah, and the man who was mowing his lawn, Mr. Gable, an older retired man. They saw Brenda's actions for what they were: blatant racial profiling and a gross abuse of power. They welcomed Simone with casseroles and apologies. She's been a tyrant for years, Mr. Gable confessed, nitpicking about mailbox colours and grass length. But this is beyond. Camp 2, Team Brenda, a clique of long-time residents who valued order above all else. They whispered that Simone was making a fuss, that Brenda was just doing her job and protecting our investments. They closed their ranks, defending the president's vigilance. Brenda, humiliated and furious, doubled down. The following week, Simone received her first violation notice. Improperly stored trash can visible from street closing the next day. Vehicle parked 3 inches over designated line on driveway. The harassment was petty, constant, and clearly targeted. Simone knew she had a choice: endure 1,000 small cuts or fight back. She chose to fight. Simone, with help from Mark and Sarah, did her homework. She discovered that the HOA bylaws allowed for a special election to recall any board member with a simple majority vote of the homeowners. It had never been done before. They printed flyers, knocked on doors, and shared the video of the confrontation, which a neighbour had anonymously sent to Simone. They weren't just asking for sympathy. They were presenting evidence of a leader who was exposing the HOA to massive legal liability and dividing the community. The meeting was held in the community clubhouse. It was standing room only. Tension was so thick you could taste it. Brenda stood at the podium, defiant. This is about standards. If we let one person flout the rules, it all falls apart. This is a coup by newcomers who don't understand our way of life. Then, Simone stood up. She didn't go to the podium. She simply turned to face her neighbours. She spoke not with anger, but with heartbreaking clarity. I didn't buy this house to flout rules. I bought it to build a home where my daughter feels safe, a home where we belong. Just 3 days after we moved in, the person entrusted to lead this community looked at me and did not see a homeowner, a neighbour, or a mother. She saw a trespasser. She saw a threat. She paused, letting the words sink in. The question tonight isn't about a trash can or a parking spot. The question is, what kind of community is Willow Creek? Is it one ruled by fear and suspicion? Or is it one built on respect for both our properties and for each other? One by one, homeowners stood up. An elderly woman Brenda considered a friend said, "Brenda, I've known you for 20 years. What you did was wrong." A man from Team Brenda admitted, "I got a violation for my kid's basketball hoop last week. She's just power hungry." The vote was called. Hands were raised. The count was tallied in silence. The result was unequivocal. Brenda Schlitt was removed as HOA president, effective immediately. The fallout was swift. Brenda, utterly defeated, sold her house and moved away a few months later. The new HOA board, with Simone surprisingly elected as the new vice president, worked to reform the covenants, focusing on community building events and common sense rules. On a warm evening, Simone sat on her approved porch swing, watching Chloe play with their new puppy in the perfectly manicured grass. Mr. Gable waved from next door as he watered his flowers. Mark and Sarah walked over with lemonade. The neighbourhood was still quiet. The lawns were still pristine. But it was different. The peace wasn't the silence of fear anymore. It was the hum of a community that had looked prejudice in the eye and chosen a better path. Simone Rafferty had gotten her fresh start. And in doing so, she had given one to her entire street. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like this type of content, make sure to like and subscribe for more real-life stories of justice and courage. Hit the bell icon *** to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Comment below, what would you have done in Simone's situation?